Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. Now listen, if you're hoping to enter into the property market, I think we've got the plug.
Yeah, and I know it can be daunting. And listen, think about these feelings, right? There's nothing quite like the thrill of buying your very first home. The keys, the dreams, the new beginnings. You can picture it right now, right?
Beautiful.
But let's be honest, it can also feel a little overwhelming.
I think so, but luckily, you don't have to do it alone, okay? This morning, our girl Ayana G. Tabete sits down with Absa's Kamani Ramsamy, who is here to unpack how Absa's empowering first-time home buyers with the tools, the knowledge, and step-by-step support that you need to turn that daunting leap into a confident stride toward your dream home. So let's take a look together.
Today, we are talking about an exciting and sometimes overwhelming life milestone, and that is buying and owning your first home. Whether you're renting or already browsing the market by looking at property listings, this conversation is for you. And today, I'm joined by Kamani Ramsamy, who is the head of credit risk for home loans at Absa, and she's going to give us all the tips and tricks we need to take that step with confidence. Kamani, today is a very interesting topic for me. We're talking all things first-time home buyers. Now, the bit that I know is that you need a good credit score. How can a first-time home buyer bring up that credit score or at least leave it in the green before deciding to officially buy a home?
So, Ayana, the first step is to access your credit score. And as you know, you can access it via a credit report. When you go through your credit report, you'll see more than just a score. You'll also see information around, how you have been paying your existing debt. I think it's very important to know that the bureaus have different scores, but they will give you an indication on the report, if the score is a good score, a high score, or is it a weak or a poor score. I can't stress, how much you should be timelessly paying your debt. You have to demonstrate through a good score that you have a strong ability to repay a loan. And it's not a 1-year loan or a 2-year loan. We're talking about a 20-year loan or a 30-year loan. So just maintaining a good score for 1 month is not sufficient. You have to maintain a good score for at least 6 months to see some sort of improvement in the score. And if you do that, if you apply for a home loan, you're very likely to get approved and get a good interest rate.
That is incredibly informative. Now, oftentimes we tackle with the idea of, do we continue to rent or do we make that big plunge and take the step to buy a home? What are some of the key factors that we need to consider that will tell us that I'm ready to buy a home?
So, Ayanda, you'll know you are you're ready to buy a home based on your affordability. You'll be very much guided by that. And I guess also if you're looking for some sort of stability, you've got a steady income, you're able to evidence where your income is from, then it's also another sign that you're ready to purchase your home. I remember many years ago when my husband and I were renting in the same area until one day we realized we're paying someone else's bond, and we don't quite know if we can afford to buy a home. Until we sat down, we looked at our income, our expenses, and the estimated repayment of a home, the levies, the rates and taxes, and making sure we've got a comfortable disposable income. Then we knew, you were ready to purchase a home. It also gives you guidance in terms of what prices you're looking for.
And how does one become pre-qualified? What does that mean for somebody that doesn't understand that term?
So pre-qualification gives you a clear budget and a sense of affordability. Absa's online pre-qualification tool, gives you or helps you to determine that amount of home loan that you pre-qualify for. The pre-qualification tool also issues you with a pre-qualification certificate, which gives you the amount that you have pre-qualified for. You can then take that pre-qualification certificate to the estate agent to show them that you have been pre-qualified for that amount, and that quote is valid for a period of 3 months. You also have a bit more bargaining power, if you've been pre-qualified. And I think that if you go through a pre-qualification process, you are also able to pick up or identify if you've got any credit issues that needs to be resolved before you apply for the home loan.
And let's talk about the financials now. I know that a lot of people are aware that a deposit is a thing, but what are some of the other hidden costs, if you will, that go into buying a home?
It's a cost that you will pay to the conveyancing attorneys to register the new bond. Then there's the transferring cost that you pay to the transferring attorney. And generally the seller has got their own transferring attorney firm. It's also good to do your own private property inspection. It just gives you a sense of all of the snags associated with that property. You're also able to use that to negotiate on the purchase price or the selling price of the property if you're aware of all of the issues that's linked to that property. Then the attorney will ask you for 3 months in advance of for rates and taxes, because there's going to be a new account that will be created under your name in the municipality. So you've got to pay the 3 months of rates and taxes in advance. Then you need to start shopping around for quotes for homeowner insurance, because you need to know more or less what are you going to be paying for the insurance over and above the home loan repayment. If you're buying in a sectional title, don't forget you've got to be paying levies. So there is quite a lot of costs that you need to be aware of. And you're not aware of that, you can be caught quite off guard, and you can be quite deep in the transaction.
And we're obviously talking all things Absa today. So what are some of the benefits of getting a home loan through Absa?
Ayanda, Absa supports you through your homeowner journey. With Absa, you may qualify for up to 108% of the loan. So if the portion that I've mentioned that's above 100% can be used to cover some of the costs that I've taken you through. If you're a first-time home buyer, then you can also qualify for 50% of attorney bond registration costs. If you open up a check account with Absa, so if you're new to Absa, you can qualify for a discount on your home loan interest rate if you meet the criteria in the T's and C's. You also qualify for free homeowner education on the Absa website. And if you're an Absa Rewards customer or you join now, you qualify for up to 30% cashback if you shop with our partners.
What an informative session. Thank you so much for your time, Kamini.
You're very welcome, Ayanda.
And to all the first-time home buyers who are listening in today, you have got this. You don't have to do it alone. Absa wants to be there holding your hand throughout the entire journey. For more resources, visit absa.co.za.
Okay, I can get into this. This is starting to make a little bit more sense, putting me at ease, because it was overwhelming just thinking about it. But after that conversation, I feel like this is something we can all do, and we've all got that option. So here really is the question. If you are ready to start your home ownership journey, then I think with the right advice from the right bank, you're definitely going to be closer than you think. So we've got every reason after that one to visit absa.co.za for more and think about the opportunity that you could have owning your own sanctuary, your own piece of Zen. It could be yours, and you've got assistance to do it.